A CV should be 2 pages in length and it should have clear structured sections throughout. This is a professional document which should have consistent formatting also. All CVs should have some vital sections which must be included. At the top of your CV, you should include your name and contact details. This should include your address, a contact telephone number, an appropriate email address, and your LinkedIn URL if you have one. One of the first sections in your CV will be your career objective, or sometimes called a personal profile. This is usually 2 to 3 sentences long and highlights your key skills, experience, and objectives. This is usually the first thing a recruiter will look at, so it's your chance to make a good first impression. It's also vital that you tailor this for every specific job role that you apply for. Usually the next section on your CV is your education and qualifications section. When putting in your qualifications, you usually work with your most recent first and work back chronologically. For each qualification that you put in, you must include the date studied, where you studied it, the qualification name, and the grade that you achieved. When talking about your degree, you should include some of your relevant modules and their marks. If you're a final year, you should include your title of your final year project or your dissertation. Also, if you're a final year or graduate, you should include your final year classification or your predicted classification based on your average marks. In this section, you can also include any other qualifications such as A-levels and GCSEs, any professional qualifications, or any other accredited courses that you may have done. The next section in your CV should be your work experience section. Here you can detail any paid employment, part-time work, work placements, internships, or voluntary work experience. You should include for each one the dates you started and finished, the name of the employer, and your job title. Also for each job you should talk about your key responsibilities and duties and list them in bullet points underneath. In addition, you should include any key skills that you demonstrated in these roles also. The next section in your CV is usually your skills profile. This is your chance to demonstrate how you evidence key skills that the employer is looking for. This may be skills such as teamwork, communication skills, leadership skills, decision making, or problem solving, whichever skills you feel are relevant. Under each of these skills, you should demonstrate how you evidence this. This may be through your part-time job, work experience, voluntary work, through your academic career, or through extracurricular activities. The next section in your CV is the interest and achievement section. This allows you to describe any hobbies that you may have, any awards that you've achieved. It gives you a chance to talk about volunteering opportunities. It also gives you a chance to talk about any interests you have that are related to the sector. If you have anything else you feel is relevant to your application, you could add it in here also. Usually the final section in your CV is the references section. Here you will give the details of 2 references who will be able to talk about your skills and achievements and talk about you maybe either in an academic setting or a work setting. These should be 2 people that you trust, who know you well and who aren't family members. Usually in a graduate or student CV, we'd expect to see 1 reference from an academic setting and 1 from a work setting. You should include their names, their job title and their contact details. If you need any help putting together a CV, there are templates below which will help you get started. If you need further support, you can contact one of the employability advisors on your campus at the Employability and Careers Hub. Once you put together a CV, you can upload it onto our VMOC system, which will give you detailed analysis and feedback on how to improve.